What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Today I've got a story time for y'all about a angry lady that called the cops on me and my friends because we were skateboarding and some other shenanigans that went down after the fact. Be sure to press the like button, otherwise no joke, no scam. You are going to be scammed by a very, very angry man who steals your wallet. Let's go.
Nice racking her ass Brazilian, just turned 21, but my bank's a million.
Alright, so if you've been a fan of the channel for a while now, you know that I used to be a very big skater back in my early teenage years. It was just like the only thing I really liked to do, to be honest. And naturally, whenever you're unsupervised with a group of friends out skateboarding, you tend to get yourself into a little bit stupid shenanigans from time to time. It just is what it is. And in this particular situation, me and my friends were at a park that had a skate park, but it was one of those skate parks where, like, it's really obvious that someone that's never skated has designed it. It's not very fun, and after like 15 minutes, you've done everything there is to do in the park, and you're just kind of like, all right, well, I mean, we gotta go find something else to skate. So I don't know exactly whose idea it was, but for some reason, we ended up near like the entrance to the park. Not that parks really have an entrance, but it was by the sign. In the way that this park sign was set up, it was like really short to the ground and it had like a nice ridge to it. So imagine just this perfect concrete ledge, you know, that has a nice little like a half circle kind of rise to it. And naturally, we saw it, went over there and started trying to like do tricks on it. I was never incredibly gifted at skating, you know, like I think I might have tried to 50-50 it once. Like I was not gifted by any means, all right? But some of my friends that were a little bit better, you know, they're skating it, they're getting decent tricks on it, and after a while, we kind of had like a little jam session on this park sign. And I understand that we weren't supposed to be skating on the park sign, all right? I'm not going to sit here and defend myself. We shouldn't have been doing it. That being said, you know, it's not like we were hurting anybody. We weren't being exceptionally disruptive. We would stop when people needed to walk by, you know. We weren't being loud. We weren't being obscene. We were just skating the sign, right? You know, like, and obviously, if a security guard would have come up and told us to leave, we would have just left. But as we're skating this sign, this lady who had been giving us dirty looks for a while walks over and, like, sits down on the other end of the sign, like the ledge. And basically, she just kind of blocks our way so we can't skate it without hitting her, right? And she doesn't talk to us. She doesn't tell us to leave. She doesn't even look our direction. She just kind of, like, sits there and looks in the air snootily. And listen, man, like, I understand whatever. You don't want people grinding on the park sign, like, fair enough. But at the bare minimum, you could have just walked up to us and asked us to stop doing it, and we probably would have gone, fair enough, and stopped. But instead, this lady, like, walks up, sits on the sign, doesn't acknowledge us, is, you know, just kind of staring up in the air. And so one of my friends who was about to do a trick goes, "Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me," and she just ignores us, right? She literally turns her body and looks the other way. And at this point, we're like, all right, now you're just being rude. We might be skaters. I understand that people give them like a bad rap, but like you don't need to ignore us and turn away and just sit. Like you're just being exceptionally rude. I don't know why you would expect us to be nice in this situation. So we end up walking over there to like stand in front of her, right? And we kind of start being like, hey, we're trying to skate this. Can you please move? And every time we try to like walk in front of her and talk to her, she's turning her body. She's not getting up and walking away. Like we're not blocking her. She's just literally like doing a thing you do when you're a little kid and someone's talking to you and you don't want to look at them and you're just turning your head. So finally, we just kind of give up and we're like, all right, well, you know, if you don't want us to skate here, can you just tell us that? You know, like instead of just coming up and sitting here, like you could just tell us to leave. And at that point, she just gives us like the dirtiest look I've probably ever received in my life, man. If this look was a person, it would smell like rotting flesh. And she goes, "Do you think it's appropriate to be skating on this sign?" And, you know, all of us are like, yeah, I don't really see why it matters, because obviously we're skating the sign. Keep in mind, there was no signs within visible distance telling us not to either. Like, yeah, we all knew that, like, technically we weren't supposed to be doing it, okay, but we weren't really hurting anyone. So we say, yeah, we think it's fine. And she goes, well, I don't think it's appropriate, so you guys better get out of here, otherwise we're gonna have a problem. And at that point, I'm like, all right, let's just go. Let's just go. That's always been my, like, approach whenever someone gets mad at us for skating. I'm just like, let's just get out of here. It's not worth it. But a few of my friends, you know, were not necessarily on board with, like, just doing what she said. So they were like, no, we're not leaving. We have every right to be here. It's a park. And at that point, she's like, well, then I'm going to call the cops and, you know, I'm going to let them know that you guys think it's appropriate to skate on this sign. And one of my friends in his infinite wisdom in that moment did something you should never do. And he goes, do it. You won't. And there was really no reason for him to say that. All right. You don't need to dare somebody to call the cops. Like, it's just not something you need to do. And so she gets up and starts going to her car with her phone in her hand to make a phone call, right? And so me and a couple of my friends start going the other direction, but a few of them just kind of watch her. And she gets in her car, and at that point we just decide to get out of there because we're like, whatever, whether or not she's pretending to call, I don't want to stick around and find out. So we've broken up into 2 groups at this point. And my group of like me and like 4 people is on one side of the street, and the other ones are skating down the side of the parking lot that her car is parked in. And one of them had a slushie. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it was anger or just annoyance, the kid with the slushie just decides to throw it at the car, right? The Karen's car. And at that point, the window rolls down and you just hear, "They're assaulting me, they're vandalizing my car, get over here, I'm at this park, da-da-da-da-da." And this park happens to be just like a little bit away from this spot where, you know, we know that like cops tend to hang out. And we hear sirens, right? And we're like, ah, crap, dude, we got to get out of here. So we look at the group of people that just like threw the slushie that has now gotten us into the situation that we didn't need to be in. They look at us, and all of us look at this neighborhood to our left. There's like a residential suburban neighborhood. So we all just dip into this neighborhood as fast as humanly possible. And as we're like skating through this neighborhood, you know, I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'm so annoyed right now, bro. You did not need to throw that slushie. Obviously, the woman was in the wrong, but like, we could have talked about it later. Now she's freaking out. We don't know what she's told everybody. And, you know, we can't really hear the sirens. Like, we hear it vaguely, like, far away, but we're just kind of getting through this neighborhood. And it's one of those situations where your adrenaline's pumping and you're just, like, moving faster than you ever thought is possible. Dude, I'm skating down hills without speed wobbles. I didn't know I could. And finally, like, we're getting near the end of this neighborhood where we're going to come out onto a main road. And we come around the corner onto the main road. And when we come around the corner, there's a cop car driving this way. So, like, he drives past us as we're going the other way. And when he gets past us, we see him get like a look in his eyes, and he goes to do a U-turn. So we cut into a different entrance into this neighborhood. And at this point, we're like, well, they know we're in here, so we can't keep running on the roads. So we just start kind of like jumping into people's yards and like jumping into another yard, bro. I really felt like Ferris Bueller in the end of that, the movie where he's like going through people's backyards. And finally, you know, we jump over this one fence and we're back on a road and we're running. And at the time, it's probably like the early 2010s, like 2014, 2015. And for those of you that don't know, in 2008, Vegas just got like obliterated by that recession, dude. And so we had a bunch of foreclosed houses. And if you like know a house is foreclosed on and no one's there, because they take blue tape and a white paper and they like tape it on the garage. And it's like, don't come over here, you know? And we're running through the neighborhood and I see it and I go, no one lives there. Let's hide in that backyard. So we all run and we jump into this backyard. And like at this point, I'm sure no one's even looking for us. I'll be honest, it probably was not at the top of the priority list. But in our mind in that moment, we're sure they're like hunting us down, right? So we're in this backyard, like hiding, and we don't move for 3 hours. Everyone's tense. Everyone's like freaking out. You know, no one wants to be the first guy to get out of there. And finally, we're like, all right, well, there's no way they're still looking for us. Obviously, they might be looking for like a group of kids with skateboards. So let's leave our skateboards here and we'll all like walk somewhere else, right? So we hide our skateboards in the backyard of this foreclosed house because we know no one's going to be there. And we all start to just walk out of this neighborhood. All right, guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, there's a gift card code. I give one of these away in every video I post and say thank you for turning on notifications and subscribing. So go ahead and do that. Press the like button, comment, all that good stuff if you appreciate it. And yeah, I appreciate you for sure. I'll shut up now. Thanks. Anyways, like we decide to start walking out of the neighborhood. And for that entire 3 hours we're in the backyard, bro, I was trying to Scooby-Doo myself figuring out who threw the slushie. Because like I knew someone who bought it, but he said he didn't throw it. Somebody else did, dude. And no one would fess up to being the person who threw the slushie because that's what just took it to the next level. Like we probably could have just dipped and been fine. But of course, you know, when some lady's on the phone screaming that people are attacking her car, you know, and she's fearing for her life, the response is going to be a little bit different than these skaters are skating something they're not supposed to be. And obviously a slushie is not a life-threatening situation, but you know, they don't know that. So whatever, we finally get out of the neighborhood, we walk back, and I end up getting home much later than I was supposed to. And my mom and dad are like, what happened? And I looked at them, I go, I just don't want to talk about it. But obviously that's not going to fly, you know, like that's not really allowed to go down. So they start kind of pressing me about it. And finally I tell them everything. And my dad is like, are you stupid? Are you stupid? And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe a little. You know, honestly, this situation's got me thinking I might be a little stupid. And he's like, oh, my God. Well, like, we need to go get your skateboard, because if the police end up finding it, it's going to get traced back to you. My dad is like a very rule following guy, so anytime I would do anything stupid, he like really, really freaked out. He didn't know what to do. So he makes me get in the truck. We drive back. I get my skateboard. I get back in the truck. And the entire time I'm just getting this lecture about how I'm a moron, and I need to think before I act and blah, 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 blah. Which is fair. I definitely should. I should take that advice. But that being said, this wasn't my fault. Like, if anything, I was just trying to avoid getting in trouble for somebody else's stupid actions, Dad. If my friend framed me for a crime, you bet I'm going to try to get out of it. You think I'm taking the rap? Anyways, obviously I got in trouble for a bit, ended up getting grounded, but all in all, pretty cool story. Like, in the moment when you're hiding in the backyard for 3 hours, it does not feel fun, dude. Like, any slight noise or car driving by, we just assumed they had, like, found us somehow, One of my friends in the backyard was paranoid that they were going to bring out the helicopters, and I was like, bro, they're not going to get the helicopters out for this, I promise you. It's not that deep. Yeah, all in all, though, I would recommend, if you're skating, somebody kicks you out, it's better to just roll with it and be nice than get yourself in a situation where you've got to be, like, hiding in a backyard. It's just not a very good time. Regardless, though, I figured I would share this with y'all to see if you would enjoy it. And if you did, then you should do me a favor, scroll down there, press the like button, really helps the video do better. And while you're there, comment something, too, just anything, it's cool. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed the video and you like the intro song, a link to it can be found down below, along with the link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, or, of course, you could use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout. You get a discount on G Fuel. It helps me out, so literally everybody is a winner. And yeah, last but certainly not least, I went ahead and put a bunch of my story times up on Spotify, so if you're looking at your screen now, it's pretty cool. I'll put a link in the top of the description. Feel free to go give those a listen, save them for when you're offline, traveling, whatever. People just ask me to do it more. But yeah, on that note, guys, that'll do it for the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But on that note, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see each and every single one of you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.